Is my screen visible? Okay, then let's get it started. So we are discussing about what we are discussing about the abstraction in Java, right? So we have we just gone through what is abstraction. So very simple, it is a process or mechanism. So when you hide internal details and you reveal only the necessary functionality to the end user. Okay, so then it is called as what? Abstraction. You hide something which is not required, you reveal something which is exactly required. You can keep the definition simple, and there is no universal accepted definition. Okay, so this is the very simple definition. Okay, and you can get a follow-up question like how to achieve abstraction in Java. Okay, that could be your follow-up question, right? What could be a follow-up question? The follow-up question could be like how the abstraction can be achieved in Java. Okay. So to achieve abstraction, you can achieve abstraction by using abstract classes or by using interfaces. Okay, but when you use abstract classes, you can achieve. You may or may not achieve 100% abstraction. But when you use interfaces, you can achieve 100% abstraction. But what does it really mean? What does it mean to be achieving the abstraction? That part we will discuss. Okay. Yesterday I have made it very clear that whenever you want to say a class as an abstract class, can I say this as an abstract class? If I have class A, okay, if I have class A, and if I ask you to define this class, how this class can be defined? How this class can be exactly defined? Okay, you can call this class as concrete class or normal Java class. Okay, this class can be what? Concrete class or the normal Java class. The moment you use abstract keyword, okay, the moment you use the abstract keyword, okay, then the class becomes what? Then this is no more a concrete class. This becomes abstract class. Don't you think that just because of using the abstract keyword, the entire class has become an abstract class? Okay? So we have a purpose of using. There is a big purpose to ensure that there is a big purpose to utilize this abstract class. Especially we have a purpose for using abstract class. That purpose we are going to discuss it today. Okay, and the next point is abstract class can have abstract methods as well as non-abstract methods. I have said, and again there should be a question: what is an abstract method? Any method, any Java method without any with just by if it has only declaration, it is called as abstract method. Example, okay, so we will take this an example. Let me take two classes. Let me remove all this. Okay, so these two classes, let me remove this as well. Okay, so we have two classes. One is class A and second one is class B. Okay, and the main class which is called as driver class. Okay, we actually don't think about this driver class or the main class. We can assume this as the client application. From here you operate, you do the communication from the main method. You actually build objects. Okay, you actually transfer controls to different classes. You actually call the methods of the respective classes. So when I say how many classes are there, always do an assumption. Don't even think about the main class. Okay, apart from the main class, if I ask you how many classes are there in a package, okay, there are two classes. Okay, these two classes are concrete classes. Okay, the moment I use abstract keyword, okay, you have to say that class A is an abstract class, class B is a concrete class, right? So let me remove this also. Okay, now according to our focus, according to our visualization, okay, we have an abstract class, we have a concrete class, right? And of course we also have main class. Okay, so I have taken an abstract class. So without extending to this abstract class, this class is actually useless. I will tell you why this class becomes useless. If you are not extending to the abstract class, declaring the abstract class itself is an useless thing. For example, okay, I have class B, I have class A. Class A is an abstract. If I don't extend to this class, I cannot do what? I cannot get the benefits of this abstract class. I cannot really get the actual benefits of this abstract class. What are the benefits? What are the benefits that we are going to discuss? Okay, so now the question is, in the abstract, look at these points, guys. Look at these points. Okay, so this point is clear. An abstract class must be declared with the abstract keyword. Very clear. Okay, this point is also clear. An abstract class can have abstract methods as well as non-abstract or concrete method. What does it mean? For example, when I take public void method 1. Okay, what is this? This is just a method. Okay, let me remove this. Okay, let me remove this. For the time being, I'm removing this. Okay, public void method 1. I'm not, I am not taking the method body. I am not taking the method body. If I just declare a method without the body, let me repeat. If you just declare the method, okay, this is how the concrete method looks like. Now this is the perfect method. So method declaration and the method body. So this is concrete method. But when you have a method without body, I'm removing the body. I'm removing the body, guys. When you have any method without body, okay, you need to ensure that that method, the name of the keyword, you need to input this keyword. Which keyword? Abstract keyword. Okay, so this method becomes an abstract method. Very simple. If you have any method with a body, that is concrete method. If you have a method without body, you have to place this abstract keyword so that this method becomes an abstract method. Okay, what is the advantage of this method? That we are going to discuss it later. But what is an abstract method? For that, any method with just the declaration without the body is called as an what? Abstract method. Can I say? What is an abstract method in Java? Just get used to these words so that the real picture will come. Okay, the real picture will come on the go. What is an abstract method in Java? Any method that is declared with the abstract keyword, then the method becomes abstract method. So I can improvise this statement. Okay, any method that is declared with abstract keyword but without the body, but without the method body, okay, then the method becomes an abstract method. Making sense? So this is an abstract method. Okay, why this is an abstract method? You have declared this method with abstract keyword and you have also ensured that you did not place any body to this method. Are we getting this? Right? So it is very clear. Okay, so we have an abstract class, we have an abstract method. Okay, so in order to extend to this abstract class, please ensure that if any class, okay, let me take class B. Now class B is an independent class. Okay, let me go to the paint screen. Now see what will happen. Okay, now these two classes are independent class. Focus it is. These two classes are completely independent to each other. When I say independent, they do not have any relationship. Yes or no? Do they have any relationship? They don't have any relationship. Now please make sure one thing. When the concrete class, this is the concrete class or the non-abstract class, when the concrete class is extending to an abstract class, extends here. Okay. Concrete class is extending to what? To a class. Okay, the name of the class is A itself, but it is of abstract in nature. It's not an ordinary class, it is an abstract class. It is an abstract class. It is not an ordinary class, it is an abstract class. When a concrete class is extending to an abstract class, there is a rule you should follow. There is a rule that you should follow. You need to ensure that you are overriding this abstract method. Let me repeat. When a concrete class is making an is a relationship with abstract class, okay, you need to ensure that you are overriding all the abstract methods. you are overriding all the abstract method. So what does it really mean? Okay, you need to ensure that you are giving a body to this method and you are overriding this method, right? So let me go to this this test application. Okay, let me take the same example. Okay, now you see here, what is the example that we have? Public abstract void method 1. Public abstract void method 1. So this is the abstract class, okay? And this is class B. I am taking two classes. Okay, this class B wants to make a relationship with which class? With an abstract class, with class A. Okay, we have a main method inside the test. Okay, let me perform the compilation. See, we will definitely get a compilation error. From the compilation error, we will learn why we are actually getting that compilation error. Okay, let me change the directory. Cd space for Java 3a, Java 3, Java 3, Java C space test.java. Okay, see what is the error that we are getting? B is not abstract class. It does not override the abstract method in class A. Okay, the error itself is clearly saying what? It is giving you a piece of information. What information that is giving? B is not an abstract class. B is not an abstract class. Okay, you are trying to make a see. You can make a relationship between two classes that are concrete in nature. We have no issues. But if you ever try to make a relationship by using a concrete class with abstract class, both are different in nature. Okay, you can make a relationship, but the rule is you should give implementation to this abstract method. It says B is not abstract, does not override. So how can I make sure that the compilation gets successful? You need to what? You need to override this method and you need to give the logic for this method. So what does it say? Void m1, right? What is the access modifier? Public. Copy the same access modifier, public. Remove the abstract keyword and use the return type void m1. You give the body. This is the rule number 1. Whenever a concrete class is extending to an abstract class, okay, if there are any abstract methods in the abstract class, if there are any abstract methods, of course there is one abstract method, right? You need to override that method. That is the rule. That is the compulsion. Okay, that is not recommended. That is compulsion. That is a rule. If you don't override it, you will get a compile time error. Okay, it says I have given the declaration. Okay, you give the body. You give the body. You give the implementation. I have abstract class says I have an abstract method. I have just given the declaration. You give the implementation to this method. Right? I have just overridden. Indirectly, it is an overriding concept. M1 same. Void same. Public same. Only you are doing what? You are removing abstract keyword. Why are you removing abstract keyword? When you remove abstract keyword, it means you need to add the body. Right? Now you see system dot any logic I am giving, system dot out dot println, okay, abstract method has been overridden successfully. Abstract method has been overridden successfully. Now if I run this code, okay, do we get any compile time error? No compile time error. We are able to avoid the compile time error. Okay, what is the rule number 1? If you ever had to make a relationship with abstract classes, if you find any abstract method, okay, the abstract method needs to be overridden. You will have to give the implementation for this incomplete abstract method. So this method has no body. The child class is giving the body and this method is overridden. Okay, and the logic has been given here. As simple as that. Right? Go back here. Okay, see if I use extends keyword, extend A, so this is breaking. why it is breaking? It is asking you to must implement the inherited abstract method A from method 1. Okay, you need to override this. Okay, in order to eliminate this error, okay, what I will do, I will perform the overriding. You know what is an overriding in Java? Okay, now error has been eliminated. Okay, I can give any statement here, I can give any logic here. Okay, this is overriding the abstract method. This is rule number 1. If we have two abstract methods, what you have to do? You need to override these two methods. One method is already overridden. You need to override this second method. If you have three abstract methods, you need to override these three abstract methods, because there is a relationship. See, this is giving a, you need to override, you need to complete implementation for this abstract method. You will also need to complete implementation for this method. Okay, so ideally all the abstract methods needs to be overridden by the subclasses. This is one case number 1. Okay, now the second thing is, you can also have a concrete method in the abstract class. So this is, let me take this as method 2. So let me rename this as method 2. So this is concrete. Okay, now go back to the theory. What does the line number 2 says? An abstract class can have abstract method as well as non-abstract methods, right? So this is a line number 2. Okay, can am I able to give the justification for this line number 2? Yes, I am able to. I am able to give justification. Okay, this is an abstract method. Okay, this is what? This is concrete method. Okay, in an abstract class, I can place abstract method as well as I can place concrete method. But the what the rule number 1 says, rule number 1 says, if any subclass is extending to this abstract class, okay, it is imperative to override only the abstract method. This is compulsion. It is highly required, highly compulsion. It is a rule actually. If you don't do that, if you don't override that, you will get an error here. It says add unimplemented methods. You need to give the implementation. It is just like, see, in the every family usually what happens, okay, the parents will give you an option, right? So if you take parents class parents, okay, if you go back to the previous generations, like your grandfather generations, okay, for marriage, you need to stick to the decision. But sometimes what they do, the grandparents, especially the grandparents, the grandparent generation, they for education they usually give an option to the children. Nowadays the parents are like, you should pursue lawyer, or you should pursue law, or you should pursue engineering, or you should pursue doctor. The decision is on the parents. Okay? But some of the parents are like, you can do whatever you want, it's up to you. Right? The decision is completely abstract in nature. It means they just declare public abstract education, public abstract void education. What does it really mean? Okay, they are giving you an option. Okay, you need to fulfill. You can pursue any kind of education, it's up to you, but you need to fulfill this. It is not like you should not pursue education. You should pursue education, but the options are with you. You can choose any option. Okay, if there is any child, class child, okay, the child usually child is related to parents. Child extends parents. Okay, so when this is happening, if the child is finding any abstract class, Okay, these education parts needs to be fulfilled by the child. Okay, so the declaration is given by parents, the implementation needs to be given by the children. Child says, child has to obey. Child has to obey what the parent says, but parents are not compulsive. They want you to do the education, they want you to they want you to get educated, but they are giving you the option. So how you give the own logic here? You can say, I will do engineering. You can do whatever you want. System dot out SOP I am typing. Okay, SOP I am typing. What you will do? You will say, you will abide to the contract. Okay, you will abide to the deal. You will stick to the deal, and you will give implementation for this abstract education method. I will do engineering. It's up to you, right? But the same parents, when it comes to marriage, public, what is it? Void marriage. Okay, so if they are strict parents, what they say? Arrange marriage. And they will, the final keyword will be used. Arrange marriage, final keyword. So you cannot override this. Okay. The abstract class is such thing. Okay, it will give the abstract methods, it will give the final methods, it will also give the non-abstract methods, things like that. Okay, so ideally when you find any abstract methods in an abstract class, if you are overriding that particular abstract class, it is your duty to give the implementation. That is the contract. That is the only contract, right? So I think ideally this explains you. My explanation is giving justification for this particular line. Abstract class can have abstract method as well as non-abstract method. Okay, now let us go to the third line. What does it says? You cannot create an object for the abstract classes. Remember one thing, guys. Remember one thing. Okay, when I have class A, new A, I can say object can be created for class A. New keyword, I can use new keyword and I can create an object. Of course, this can be assigned to the respective variable name obj. Okay, and the reference type can be A. It is possible. Okay, new object can be created for the concrete class. Okay, but Java people came up with a rule saying that you're not supposed to create an object for the abstract class. So when this class becomes an abstract, okay, you cannot, okay, let me take it as class B. This is an abstract class. You cannot use new keyword and create an object for the abstract class. It will give you an error. You cannot, literally you cannot do this. It cannot be, technically in Java, they usually call it as, you cannot instantiate. You can't what? Instantiate the abstract classes. New keyword is not there. I know there is no concept of object creation in the abstract class. Okay, let us go back to this. Okay, now which one is the abstract class in between this, among these two classes? Class A is an abstract class. Okay, let me try creating an object for class A. Obj equal to new A. Okay, what usually happens? Okay, if I try to compile this code, compiler is definitely going to scold me like anything. It says, array A is an abstract, cannot be instantiated. Cannot be instantiated means you cannot create an object for the class A. Why? A is an abstract, right? So the state line number 3 says, what does the line number 3 says? I mean the note number 3, you cannot create an object for the abstract class. Okay, why we are not able to create an object for the abstract class? Okay, see what happens. See, let me go back to the paint screen. Okay, let me say that I have a class, abstract class, right? Class A. Okay, and also I have a class B which is acting as a main class or class driver. Okay, inside this abstract class I have an abstract method, public abstract void method 1. Okay, this is an abstract method, and I have a main method like public static void main. Okay, so if I try to create an object for the abstract class, see, it is completely illogical. Why it is completely illogical? Okay, just imagine that we are able to create an object for the abstract class. First, inside the abstract class, we have an abstract methods. What is an abstract method? Do you think that this part is an incomplete method? It has only the declaration, it has no body. Abstract methods are what? Incomplete methods, right? Okay, what we have just done, I have created an object for the abstract class. Okay, when the object is created for the abstract class, by using this object reference, I should be able to call a method inside this abstract class. Only method is what? M1 method. If I do this, if Java is allowing us to create object for the abstract class, what happens? Now there is a method call. Okay, it is going to call this method. The method itself is incomplete. Okay, only declaration is done. Only declaration part is there, body is missing. This compiler will try to identify where is the body, because execution starts from the what? From the body of the method, right? If we are calling a method, it means execution will start from the method body. Yes or no? Are you getting this? But it is not able to find the body. Only declaration it is finding, not able to find the body. It will keep searching for the body for this particular method, incomplete method. Okay. So by understanding this condition, by understanding the state, or by understanding this kind of this kind of control flow is going to give us some problems in the runtime, because no body is there to be executed. Okay, they have said that you cannot create an object for this abstract class, because when you create an object for the abstract class, you should be in a position to call all the methods. But in the abstract class, there are high chances that you may have a abstract methods. This method cannot be called. That's why they are saying that you cannot create an object for the abstract class. We are going to see these things in details in the real-time examples. For now, you cannot create object. Why? Because you can have abstract methods in the abstract class, okay, with no body. So it will be illogical to call this method. If the Java is allowing you to create object, it means you should be in a position to call this method also. But this method has literally no body. So there is no point of calling this method. So that's why the restriction is already placed that you cannot create an object for the abstract class. That's why the configuration has already been done in the compiler, that the compiler is going to identify that you should not be in a position to create an object for the abstract class. That's why you're getting this error. You cannot do this, but you can achieve this in some other ways. For now, try to understand. Try to take this point, try to digest this point. You cannot create an object for the abstract class. Third point. Okay. Fourth point, you can have constructors inside the abstract classes. You can have constructors inside the abstract classes. Okay, so again we are going back to the constructors topic. Same example I am taking. Where is my eclipse? Here is my eclipse. Okay, so now you see, let us go with this example. Okay, in this example I have an abstract class which has two methods. One is abstract method, second one is concrete method. Okay, and there is a class B that is extending to class A. So by the abstraction rule, okay, all the abstract methods needs to be overridden. So we're giving the body to these abstract methods. This is a rule. The rule has been fulfilled. The rule has been we are not violating the rule. Okay, so we have just overridden this method. Okay, there is a method too. Okay, my requirement is I want to call this method too. But I have just to say that you cannot create an object for the abstract class without creating an object. How can we call this method too? Okay, if I run this code, I should see this is concrete method in the console. Okay, so let me take this code. Let me open this paint screen. Okay, now we have good visibility now. See guys. So my requirement is I want to call this method, but this method is inside abstract class. Try to acknowledge this. I want to call this method which is inside the abstract class. Just now I have said that if I want to call this method, definitely object creation is required. Yes or no? A obj equal to new a. Okay, by using this object reference, I can create what? I can call this abstract method. But object creation is not possible for abstract method. Just now I have completed the statement. This is method 2, M2. Method 2. Which is not possible in abstract class. So if the object creation itself is not possible in this abstract class, for the abstract class, how I can call this M2 method? So this is illegal. Okay, what this is illegal. You cannot create object. Okay, now you can without even you can acknowledge this. Okay, I can create object for the subclass. Don't you think so? B obj equal to new b. Okay, now what I am doing, I am creating an object for the subclass. Okay, by using this obj reference, right? I can call how many methods? I can call method 1, right? Obj dot method 1. When I do this method 1 call, what usually it will do? It will check for the method 1 inside the class B. Okay, so there is a method 1 inside the class B. So this gets executed. Likewise, I can also do what? Obj dot method 2. Obj dot method 2. So when I do this, usually this method 2, the main thread is going to look for the method 2. Inside the class B. But inside the class B, we have only one method, which is method 1. Okay, but we are trying to call method 2. What it will do? It will, by using this extends keyword, it will jump to the class A. It will find the method 2 and this method will get executed. So indirectly, without even creating an object for the abstract class, by using the subclass, by creating an object for the subclass, we are able to call the respective methods that is placed inside the abstract class. Are you getting this? So I have just said that object creation is not possible for the abstract class. No issues. Create object for the child class by using that reference variable. Okay, call the parent class method. Possible, right? This is possible, right? What is the third way? The best way? You can also do this. A obj equal to new b. A obj equal to what? A obj equal to new b. Right? By using obj dot method 2, directly I can call the method 2. So without even first case is not possible. You cannot. This is not possible. This part is not possible. But we are able to call the concrete methods inside the abstract class by these two approaches. This is approach 1, by creating an object for child to child. Approach 1, and this is what? Approach 2. Are you getting this? So okay, what if I call the non-abstract method? You might be thinking in your mind, okay, by using this reference variable, what if I call method 1? Okay, so this method 1 is overridden, right? Actually, the method 1 that I am talking about is overridden by the subclass. Even though you call method 1, internally this method is going to get executed, not this one. This one will never get executed. By using the parent class reference and by creating the object for the child class, method 1 call is referring to this call, this method 1 call. This will never get executed. You cannot even touch this method. You can only touch this method in only one way. That is by creating an object for the parent class. Just by creating an object for the parent class a obj equal to new a, you will be able to touch this method. But this itself is not possible. You cannot create object for the parent class. Okay, this is not possible. This is a violation. Okay, there is no other way to call this method, to touch this method. Control cannot find this, identify this method anymore, because you are closing the doors for the object creation. When you close the doors for the object creation, it means the abstract methods will never be executed. Are you getting this? Everyone, we will look into a lot of problems. Try to answer me. Are you able to find it? I mean, are you getting this topic? Abstract classes. Not able to find the chat box, or no, I am not sure why. Are you able to follow me, everyone? Yeah. See, we will see some examples. Okay, so you can what is the point? You can have constructors inside the abstract class. Okay, so same example, let me take. Let me focus on the same example. So you should be in a position to identify which one is abstract class, which one is a non-abstract class. Okay, so this is the same example I am taking. I'm going with the same example. Okay, let me copy it once again. Okay. Now focus here. See, when you give this code to the compiler, okay, we know what the compiler is going to do with our code. When you just directly submit this code to the compiler, okay, it will perform some modifications. We know that already. What are the modifications that is going to perform? Always it is, if any class is not extending to any other class, it is going to do what? It is going to extend that. Even if it is an abstract class, this extension will happen. It will get extended to abstract class. Since this class B is extended to class A, no issues. And this driver class has not any parent, it is not having any parent. So by default, object class is going to be its parent. So the things that I am marking in red is done by the compiler. The second thing is, it will also create a constructor. Even for the abstract class, the compiler will come into the picture and it will do what? It will create a constructor, a default constructor. And the first line of the constructor will be what? It is going to place the super keyword. These are the compiler things. Okay, these things will be added by what? Added by the compiler. Okay. Is there any constructor in the class B? No, there is no constructor in the class B. Okay, so the compiler is going to do what? It is going to add the respective constructor. Okay, the constructor name should be same as the class name, and the first line of the constructor is going to be super keyword. Okay, and the third thing, okay, even in the main method there is no constructor, so the compiler is going to add the default constructor. Okay, these things literally will be taken care by what? By the compiler. Okay, what is the name of the constructor here? Driver, because it should be same as the class name. What should be the first line? Super. Right? Even in the abstract class, what I want to highlight here is, even in the abstract class, okay, you can have the constructors. Okay, even if you're not placing any constructor, compiler will come into the picture. It is going to place the constructor. If you are placing it, compiler will be happy. If you're not placing it, compiler will place. So that is the point that is being highlighted here. You can have constructor inside the abstract class. Right? Fourth point. Okay. Fifth point. You can have final methods also. We know what is a final method. Any method that is, when you include the final keyword in a particular method, that method becomes a final method. Where is the proof? So this method can be final. Okay, when this method is final, okay, no other can override this method. So still I can run this code. There will be no compilation errors. I mean, nothing is there to be displayed in the console. Let me add a statement here. Main method. So you can have final methods, you can have abstract methods in an abstract class, you can have non-abstract methods in an abstract. Okay. Sometimes what will happen is, okay, you are extending to an abstract class, but you do not want to override the abstract methods. The rule is what, the contract is what, whenever you are overriding an abstract method, I mean whenever you are extending to an abstract class, you need to give implementation for the abstract method. But you are not happy to give the implementation. You do not want to give any implementation. If that is the case, just change the class to abstract. Now there will be no issues. This is abstract, this is abstract. So you do not have to follow the rule. Okay, if this is abstract, if this is not abstract, you have to what? You have to follow the rule. What is the rule? Give the implementation for the abstract methods. Are you getting this? If both are abstract, okay, ideally you do not have to follow that rule. Right? If one is abstract and if another one is non-abstract, this non-abstract class has to ensure that it is giving implementation or it is overriding all the abstract method. Okay, we have only one abstract method. This needs to be overridden. That's why we are something is the type B must implement the inherited abstract method A. It means it is asking us to override the unimplemented methods. Shortcut. Method overriding is successful. Method 1, return type matching, public matching. Dot out dot println. Okay. Overridden is successful. Okay. I will introduce a small real-time example now. Okay, you will get some picture here. Let me take this abstract classes. Now we focus here. Mobile. I'm taking the abstract classes mobile. Okay, and let me remove all this. It is unnecessary now. Okay, I have an abstract class and the name of the abstract class is mobile. Every mobile is going to have a sim, yes or no? Public abstract void sim. Okay, I'm taking the sim as abstract. So whenever you are going to a shop, mobile shop, and when you're trying to purchase a mobile, usually the cell phone people, they just sell the mobile phones, not the sim. They usually concentrate on selling the mobile phones, the salesperson, not the sim. They don't worry about the sim. Okay, sim is up to you. Right, sim card is up to you. Okay, so let me take one thing, class. Okay, Ratna is extending mobile. Okay, indirectly just imagine that Ratna is making a relationship with mobile. What Ratna has to do according to the contract, if he is purchasing a mobile, there is no point of purchasing just the mobile. He also need to purchase the SIM, but he can choose his own SIM. Sir, no. Ratna can choose his own SIM, right? So Ratna says, you need to what? Since Ratna is extending to mobile, you need to give the implementation to this abstract method. Very simple. Copy everything and paste it here. Okay. Give the body and remove the abstract keyword. Done. Overriding is successfully done. Ratna says, I will use Airtel. Okay, now next Shashwant is coming. Shashwant is going to the shop Okay, and he wants to purchase the mobile. Okay, Shashwant has his own plans. Okay, Shashwant, what he is going to do this time? He is going to, abide by the rules. He is going to fulfill the contract, and he is going to have his own kind of SIM. I will use your SIM. Okay, if someone from the outside wants to see what kind of SIM is Shashwant using and what kind of SIM is Ratna using from the client application. So this is the client application. Okay, usually what happens, object cannot be created for the abstract class. Okay, but object can be created in other ways. Mobile obj equal to new. Okay, so by using obj dot sim. Okay, what is the variable, what is the object is created for Ratna. So the new keyword has been used upon Ratna's class. I mean, object is created for the Ratna's class. Okay, if I run this, I will be able to get the information of the SIM that is used by Ratna. I will use Airtel. Okay, just by changing this object, instead of Ratna, if I use what, Shashwant, I do not have to do anything. I can just change this object. Okay, now I will be able to get the information of what, Shashwant SIM card. Right? So by using the abstraction, you will be able to get the child class specific method information. So this is a kind of loose coupling. We are achieving a loose coupling. What is it? Loose coupling. Every time you do not have to create object for Shashwant, every time you do not have to create object for Ratna. Okay, they both are independent classes. Shashwant and Ratna, they are both are extending to one specific abstract class, which is mobile. Okay, they want to purchase same mobile, but each and every class, okay, each and every person has their own ideas for the SIM card. Okay, Ratna wants to use Airtel, Shashwant wants to use what, the Jio. If third person comes into the picture and is extending to mobile class, you will be using the own SIM. But the question here is, you can purchase the mobile, but SIM is an optional. You can go with your own SIM. You can give your own implementation. Okay, Ratna has given his implementation. I will only use Airtel. Shashwant is giving implementation. I will use only Jio. Tomorrow Jyoti will come into the picture. Plus Jyoti extends mobile. She may purchase a mobile. Okay, so while extending to the mobile class, she needs to override the SIM card method. I mean SIM method. Okay, Jyoti says, I will not use any SIM. I will just play with the mobile. That is what Jyoti says, because it's her logic. It's her own logic. Okay, so if I use the Jyoti's reference for Shashwant's reference, I will get the Shashwant SIM card information. If I use Jyoti's reference, okay, directly I will not use any SIM. Okay, this is the implementation part. Okay, in the runtime, I can just pause the real-time object. I can get the respective implemented method logic. If I pass object of Ratna, I will be able to get the specific Ratna specific information. If I pass Shashwant specific information. If I pass Jyoti specific information. All these three specific informations are related to only one method. Which method? Abstract method, which is called SIM card. Right? This is just the base example of achieving the abstraction. Okay? You say this is the SIM card. Okay, and each and every class is going to implement this particular abstract class, and they are going to abide by the rule. What is the rule? Override this SIM card method. Okay, overriding is done by Ratna, overriding is done by Shashwant. Now Jyoti says, I will not override. I will purchase mobile. I do not want to override. Okay, so if that is the case, you can Jyoti can keep a class as abstract. No issues. If it is abstract, it is okay not to override. But if it is not an abstract, if it is concrete, it is mandatory to do the override. is mandatory to give the logic for the declared methods in the abstract class. It is mandatory. Are we getting this? Still the real-time functionalities are not yet discussed. Okay, just remember these 5 topics. Remember these 5 points. Importance of abstract classes. Okay, I will take one real-time application so that the abstraction will be completed by tomorrow itself. Right, so I have just taught you what is abstract class, what is abstract keyword, what are abstract methods, what are concrete methods, why we cannot create an object for the abstract classes. Okay, and a kind of understanding. Okay, I have created this program to show some insights. That's it. Okay, this is nothing to it is just giving a small picture. The border picture will be given tomorrow. Okay, get used to these keywords. We will continue discussing more about the abstraction tomorrow. I will make sure that this is getting completed by tomorrow itself. Abstraction, then we can start interfaces.